Now, Ridgewood has a great school system, and obviously one of the reasons people move to Ridgewood is because of the school system. So there was a presentation made by BFJ planners back on March 9th in front of the council and in front of the community. And one of the things they looked at in this particular planning document was the effect of these new multifamily housing units on the school system itself. And the assumption they made was as follows. They looked at the existing stock of apartments, and they looked at the number of students coming out of those apartments. They came up with a ratio, and that ratio was 0.24. And then they used that ratio with the apartment buildings that are going to be built. And essentially what they came up with was about 63 students coming out of those apartment buildings. The problem with that analysis is that we do not know the types of apartments that are going to be built there. We don't know if they're going to be studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, or 3 bedrooms. And depending upon that mix, they can be more or they can be less. It would have been ideal if they had done a sensitivity analysis on this. And I say that for a couple of reasons. A sensitivity analysis looking at a best and a worst case scenario. There was a gentleman who stood up who was a real estate agent, and he's looked at about 75 or 77 apartments. He found that in those particular apartments, 57 students were coming, or 57 children were coming out of those apartments. Now, in addition to that, there's 2 apartment buildings on Ridge, and those 2 apartment buildings have 40 units. They're 2-bedroom apartment buildings. And there's 37 students coming out of those apartments. So if we were to take those ratios versus the 0.24, we would have a heck of a lot more students coming out of those, or kids coming out of those new apartment buildings. That's a major concern. So they probably should be doing a sensitivity analysis on that. Now, the other concern I have relates to the multifamily units themselves being built at the same time. So what is likely to happen here is these developers, through site plan approval, will likely get the green light to go. And my guess is, since there is pent-up demand on the development side, they may put shovels in the ground almost immediately, which means we're going to have 4 major construction sites in the downtown area. That includes the garage and the three multifamily unit housing units themselves. That's going to create a mess, and that mess is going to translate obviously into people reluctant to come downtown. It's going to create traffic issues. It's going to create potential commercial issues for the commercial entities downtown, and as well parking issues. So it would be really nice to see if the community and the developers could get together and to see if we can stage this so that it is manageable downtown, so we're able to continue to have commerce downtown and people are attracted to the downtown itself.